Namaskara. Welcome to Ashtamandram. Today we are going to read one chapter of 7th class, subject science, chapter number 1, nutrition in plants. In class 6th, you learned that food is essential for all living organisms. You also learned that carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins, and minerals are components of food. These components of food are called nutrients and are necessary for our body. Remember this line, okay? Just underline in your book. These components of food are called nutrition or nutrients. All living organisms require food. Plant can synthesize food for themselves, but animal, including human, cannot. Remember it. All living organisms require food. Plant can synthesize food for themselves, but humans and animals cannot synthesize food for themselves. They have to take the food from any outer source. Got it? They get it from plants or animal that eat plants. Thus, humans and animals are directly or indirectly dependent on plants, as you saw on the daily basis. If any rabbit is eating grass, and after some time, any fox is going to eat that rabbit, it means indirectly, fox is also dependent on grass as well. Fox is not eating grass, but fox is eating that organism which used to eat grass. For example, rabbit. Bojo wants to know how plants prepare their own food. The answer is photosynthesis. And in later part, we are going to discuss about it. Photosynthesis, okay? Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organism that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide, and minerals. The raw material are present in their surrounding. First and foremost thing, as I am already talking about photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, these three things are really important. Which things? Carbon dioxide, water, minerals, and remember this thing, photosynthesis happens in the leaves part. Simply, if anybody asks question, in which part of the plant the photosynthesis process used to happen or happens, the answer is leaves. Remember it. The nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged part of their bodies, and provide the energy to carry out life process. Now the important line is going to come. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Remember it. What is nutrition? Then nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism. It doesn't matter which organism it is. Okay? Human is also organism. Fox, cow, dog, buffalo, all are organisms. The mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substance is called autotropic. Auto means self and tropos means nutriment or nourishment. Nutrition. So the mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves by simple substance or from simple substance, it's called autotropic. So I really want to ask one question from you. Can you suggest me or give me some example in that platform of autotropic? Can you give me some example of autotropic nutrition? I hope so you can able to give definitely. Simple example. The example color is green. Most probably the color of example is green. Okay. Now I think you are getting some hint from my voice or my line. Okay. Therefore, so remember it one thing, you have to give the answer. Don't forget to give the answer. Therefore, plants are called autotrophs. I think you got the answer. Plants are autotropic, or you can say plants have autotropic mode of nutrition. It means plants can make food for themselves and for ourselves as well. Okay, for human, for animal, for cow, for you can say buffalo, a lot of herbivorous organism. Animal and most other organisms take food prepared by plant. They are called as heterotrophs. Okay, remember it. So as you know, plants are the producers. Okay, they can make food for themselves and for us as well. For example, in your home, your mom used to prepare the food, right? So simply your mom is food producer. Okay, and you are the simply what? Consumer of it. Got it? As it is here as well, you are going to saw primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. Got it? In the later part. And they are called heterotrophs. Heteros means other, okay, and trophs means mode of nutrition. Got it? Paheli wants to know why our body cannot make food from carbon dioxide, water, and minerals like plants. First and foremost, I think you know the answer of this question. Previously, I told you one thing. Plants have a special part from which they can prepare the food. The part is known as leaves. Okay, and in that leaves, they are having one cell organelle, and the cell organelle names looks like chloroplast. Got it? And in the chloroplast, a jelly-like liquid is present. That liquid is known as chlorophyll. Got it? Green color. That's why our plants having green color. Did you got my point? Simple, my question is this. Why plants are having green color? Because of their leaves. Now my question, why leaves are having green color? Because of chloroplast. And chloroplast is having green color by chlorophyll. Let's move on. And that question answer means simply Paheli question's answer I already gave to you. Because we don't have chloroplast in our body. Okay? Instead of chloroplast, we are having melatonin and so many things. Okay? Other types of hormone and other types of pigments. And by the way, I want to mention one thing. Melatonin is a hormone which used to regulate our sleep cycle. Okay? Now we may ask where the food factories of plant are located. Simply as you know, there is no food factories. I think you know the part. Leaves, okay? Whether food is made in all parts of plant or only in certain part. How do plant obtain the raw material from the surrounding? How do they transport them to the food factories of the plant? Let's know the answers. Photosynthesis. Okay, photo means light and synthesis means the process of making something, synthesizing something. Got it? So photosynthesis. We are going to synthesize the food with the help of light. And if you talk about chemicals, then you can say chemosynthesis. We are going to synthesize the food with the help of chemical. But now we are going to talk about photosynthesis, food making process in plants. Leaves are, wait a second. Leaves are the food factories of plants. Therefore, all the raw material must reach the leaf. Okay, as I already mentioned to you, water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by roots and transported to the leaves. Okay, water and mineral. I think you know water is present in soil. Got it? And minerals are also present in soil, and simply plants have one part from which they can absorb all the things, and this part is known as roots. Okay, and then they have to transport the whole material from roots to leaves. Carbon dioxide from air is taken in, okay, through the tiny pores or tiny pores present on the surface of leaves. These pores are surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called as stomata. Remember that name and this thing from here to here. Got it? Just underline right now. These pores are surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called stomata. Okay, and one thing, guard cells. Remember this thing. There are two cells. Simply, they are the guard of this door. Okay, that's why they are known as guard cell. When the door is closed, means when the guard cell are not going to transport anything, then you can say there is no loss of, you can say, or no transport or no exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, now Bojo wants to know how and simply how water and minerals absorbed by roots reach the plant. Simple answer is this: xylem and phloem. These are two parts which is going to export or transport these things. Xylem for water and phloem for food. First and foremost thing, I'm going to simply I'm going to tell one trick to you. Xylem means jal in Hindi. So xylem is going to transport jal. Jal means water. And phloem means food. Phloem is going to transport food. Food means like minerals, okay? Food in the sense of minerals, remember it. Water and minerals are transported to the leaves by vessels which run like pipe throughout the roots, the stem, the branches, and the leaves. They form a continuous path or passage for the nutrients to reach the leaf. They are called vessels, and I already mentioned there are two types of vessel: xylem vessel and phloem vessel. You will learn more about transport of material in plants in chapter 11. Paheli wants to know what is so special about the leaves that they can synthesize food but other parts of plant cannot. Simple answer is this: they have chloroplast. Okay, that's why they can synthesize the food. And if any other part is also having chloroplast instead of leaf, then they can also synthesize their own food. Okay, remember it. For a common sector and for a majority of plants, leaves is the part which is used or which is known for photosynthesizing part of the plant. But from, or you can say, if leaves are not present, then some other part, if they are having chloroplast, then they can also synthesize food. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. I already told you. Remember this thing and underline right now. This line, okay? The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. Simple if I ask question, why plants are green in color? The answer is because they contain chlorophyll pigment. It helps leaves to capture the light of sunlight. Which part? Chlorophyll, okay? This energy is used to synthesize or prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of food occur in presence of sunlight, it is called as photosynthesis. Photo means light, synthesis means to prepare or to combine. Got it? So photosynthesis means preparation of food with the help of light. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. Definitely, it's really necessary. Without them, The photosynthesis process is not going to happen. It is a unique process on the earth. The solar system is captured by leaves, or simple not solar system, remember it. We are having 8 planets in solar system, okay? We cannot capture in one leaf. Here we are talking about solar energy, okay? And remember it, we are having 8 planets in solar system. Previously, before 2006, we are having 9 planets, and the 9th planet named as Pluto. Okay, but after 2006, the Pluto is not going to consider furthermore as a planet. Okay, it's known as dwarf planet. Got it? So if any person asks you how many planets we are having in our solar system, then the answer is 8 planets. Remember this thing, sun is not a planet. Okay, the solar energy is captured by leaves and stored in the plant in the form of food. Thus, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. It is already highlighted in the book. I also want to say just underline and remember this line. Okay? Can you imagine life on earth in the absence of photosynthesis? Yeah, we can imagine life on earth in the absence of photosynthesis as well. Okay, because there are some organisms which are present on planet earth which used to prepare food without photosynthesis. Got it? They used to take the help of chemosynthesis and other process. In the absence of photosynthesis, there would be not be any food. The survival of almost all organisms directly or indirectly depends upon the food made by the plant. Yeah, this line is also correct. If you're talking about whole the organisms which are present on the planet Earth right now, if photosynthesis is only one process, the process name looks like photosynthesis. If it is not present, then we cannot survive on planet Earth. Remember this thing, okay? And one main thing as well, as I already told you, there are some organisms which are present on planet Earth. They can make or they can get the food without or the involvement of photosynthesis, but for a limited period of time, not a long period of time. Okay, remember this thing. Beside oxygen, which is essential for survival of all organisms, is produced during photosynthesis. In the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on the planet Earth. I just want to say, just remember this thing as well. If photosynthesis is not present on the earth, then life is impossible. Now let's know about cells. Okay, as you already read in class 6th, cells are discovered by one scientist. The scientist names look like Robert Hooke in 1665, and Robert Hooke discovered the dead cell in Cork. Okay, you have seen the buildings are made of bricks. Okay, one main thing, just search in the dictionary what is the meaning of bricks and tell me here in that platform. Similarly, the bodies of living organisms are made up of tiny units called cells. As you saw, our house is having a lot of bricks. Okay, as it is, our body is also having a lot of cells. Lot of means millions and trillions and jillions of cells. Cells can be seen only under the microscope. Some organisms are made of only one cell. Okay, and those organisms are known as unicellular. Remember this thing. I'm going to tell this important thing right now. Maybe you are having this thing in further classes. Some organisms are made of only one cell, and those organisms are known as unicellular organisms. And one main thing I want to mention, some organisms are made of more than one cell. Those organisms are known as multicellular. Okay. For example, human being is a multicellular. Dog, cat, buffalo, all are multicellular. Okay. The cell is enclosed by a thin outer boundary called as cell membrane. Remember this thing. This is known as cell membrane. Okay. This part, cell membrane. This, I think you are able to saw clearly. First and foremost, we are going to read the lines and then we are going to look at this diagram to clearly. Most cells have a distinct centrally located spherical structure called the nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by a gel-like substance called cytoplasm. So as you can see here, okay, this is that cell. This is the spherical shaped, centrally located thing or organelle, and this is known as nucleus. And this is jelly-like substance. This is known as cytoplasm. And this is the membrane which is going to cover all the things. Then this is known as cell membrane. Remember, this is also nucleus, this is also nucleus, this is also nucleus, and all the spherical and centrally located organelle are most probably nucleus here. Okay. Cytoplasm, this is cytoplasm, this is as well also cytoplasm, and all the cells having cytoplasm. Remember this thing. Okay. And now we are going to take a look on this thing. During photosynthesis, chlorophyll contains cells of leaves. In the presence of sunlight, use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbohydrates. The process can be represented in an equation. Carbon dioxide plus water makes sunlight, and in the presence of chlorophyll as well. Chlorophyll means the sunlight is going to work in chlorophyll. Okay, with the help of carbon dioxide, which which plant gets from surrounding, means atmosphere, and water plant can get from roots. Okay, so carbon dioxide from surrounding means atmosphere, and water from soil, and with the help of root in the presence of sunlight, and the process is going to happen in chlorophyll. The plant is going to produce carbohydrates, for example glucose. Okay, C6H12O6. It is a formula or simply chemical formula of glucose. Okay, I think you heard one name, glucon D. Definitely it is also a similar thing. So carbohydrates like glucose and oxygen as well. Carbon dioxide chemical formula CO2, water chemical formula H2O, carbohydrate I already told you like glucose C6H12O6, and oxygen, as you know. So this is the section of a leaf. Okay, maybe you are thinking, really it's a section of leaf? It's not going to look like a leaf. By the way, it's like a deep part of leaf. Okay, it's a cut of leaf, section of a leaf. It's not a complete leaf, but it's just one section, and in the microscopic form. As you can saw here, this is chlorophyll which is present in the cells. Okay, and these are known as guard cell, as I already mentioned to you. This is known as stoma. Okay, this is leaf, and when we are going to zoom it out, then it's going to look like this. This is guard cell. Okay, this complete thing is known as stoma, and if there are too many present, then you can say stoma, and if there is only one present, means singular, then you can say stomata. And stoma is going to guard by guard cell. Okay, and in between there is one opening is present. This is known as stomatal opening. Got it? And now we are going to take one look on this process. Diagram showing photosynthesis. This is photosynthesis. Okay. As you can saw here, light energy means, as you know, the most abundant source of light is sun. Simply Surya Devta. And this is carbon dioxide. Got it? CO2. Oxygen. Chlorophyll in leaves. Water and minerals. Remember this thing? Plant is going to absorb carbon dioxide and plant gives us oxygen. Okay, if plant is not going to give oxygen, then it's quite impossible to live on planet Earth for us. Got it? And as you know, chlorophyll is present in leaves and water and mineral is present in soil. One main question: from which part water and minerals are going to absorb by plants? You have to give the answer right now. Just pause the video, give the answer, and then come back or come again. Okay, I think you definitely know the answer. Roots. Okay, but you have to write the answer now as well. During the process, oxygen is released. As I already mentioned to you, the presence of starch in leaves indicates the occurrence of photosynthesis. Starch is also a carbohydrate. Got it? And one main thing as well, beside leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in other green parts of plant, in green stems and green branches. As I already mentioned to you, it's not necessary the photosynthesis is only going to happen in leaves. It's not necessary, okay? Photosynthesis is going to happen in that part where chloroplast, simply chlorophyll, is present. Okay? It doesn't matter what is the part. But if you talk about most probably, then the answer is leaves. But in some plants, the green stems and green branches are also capable to conduct the process of photosynthesis. The desert plants have scale or spines like leaves to reduce loss of water by transpiration. If you want to know more about transpiration, what is transpiration, then in the further classes you are going to know about it. These plants have green stem which carry out photosynthesis. Okay, loss of water by transpiration means plant is going to lose water by or from leaves. Okay, plant can lose water by leaves or plant can also lose water from leaves. Okay, and this process is known as transpiration to maintain the transpiratory pull. Okay, it's really important to increase the water intake by roots. Okay, it's really maybe hard thing you are going to read in further classes, don't worry about it. Okay, just focus on the thing. The example of this plant is known as cactus, and we are also living in Rajasthan. And one main thing as well, Rajasthan is also known as land of kings, Rajaon ka stan, Rajasthan. So as I already told you, we are living in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is a desert area of India, and you can saw the line is also talking about desert. Then I'm going to give the example of plant, and the plant example is cactus. As you saw, cactus is having too many spines, okay, and scales. One question as well, just go and check the meaning of spines in your dictionary. Okay, remember, check in the dictionary right now because it's really helpful for your vocabulary as well. Got it? So the further part we are going to read again tomorrow. Then until now, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
पुनर्दर्शनाय जय महाकाली।